What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the shop.
I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I'm here.
Nobody knows why they're here. It's an existential crisis faced by humanity. Gen Z, am I right?
No, I don't know why I'm out here. I keep doing my makeup.
So, we're finally getting to my favorite part of any project, and that is the sparks.
Oh.
So the belt grinder has turned into a little bit more of a project than I anticipated. It's one of those projects where you need to finish a project to finally get to the main project. So, like, first step is I need the wheels, the rollers. I could just buy some off Amazon, but what's the fun of that? I mean, it's
the last thing for you to do.
It's $120, and I can just buy the metal for half that price, and then I have my own lathe that I can make the wheels on. It's a good idea, maybe. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've done any like precision work on a lathe, which runs into another issue. The tool post holder that came with my lathe is
broke. Broke.
So yeah, and this guy. It's a cute. Look at the little guy. Oh, he's so cute. But yeah, the little T-nut that held that on snapped oof, and yeah, it died. It died a death. So I went out and got a new one, an old tool post holder that is much more proportional to my lathe. So yeah, old one, new one, old one, new one.
That's the dad. That's the dad and the son.
You're right. What was that? What was that old commercial? Hefty, hefty, hefty.
It was a commercial.
Whippy, whippy, whippy. But the problem with the new tool post holder is that it's got a T-nut that is, I don't know if it's just that they give you a T-nut that is oversized for you to machine down to fit your machine, or if they had one particular lathe in mind that's like a giant freaking industrial size thing. But yeah, the T-nut's pretty freaking honking. I've already got it fixed in there, so I'll just bring you over here. So yeah, I've already started the machining process. It used to be like that size, and it's yeah, it needs to be more like that size to fit in my lathe. So
just close.
Yeah, that's perfectly close.
Closer.
Perfectly fine. See, I have to finish machining down my T-nut here, which I thought that I would be able to just do it in the lathe by throwing the actual stud in the chuck and then turning it down. However, the only thing I have to work with at the moment is the old lantern style tool post holder, and it is not good enough to handle because it's an interrupted cut. So you're only cutting here, and then you have to wait for the T-nut to come back around again, and then it cuts again. So that interruption was causing a lot of vibration, and I just didn't really feel comfortable with it. So we're gonna go with the old school way of machining stuff.
Where's old grindy?
Yeah, that was the other thing. So I went to like grind down the T-nut, and my old trusty Black & Decker 4.5-inch grinder that I bought in like 1999. What is this? It's an old 7750 Type 1. If anyone's interesting, yeah. I was using it to machine down my T-nut, and the brushes finally gave up the ghost. They're done, and I've had a hell of a time trying to find new brushes for it. So I just manned up and bought myself a brand new Makita, the old paddle style that everybody has, that I finally got on board of getting. Yeah, finally caught up. Look at me, like a big boy. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna finish machining down this T-nut so that we can get this tool post holder installed on the lathe, so that we can start actually making some wheels.
It would be a lot easier if you had what you what do you want?
Yeah, if I had a milling machine, this would be way easier.
For the last week. Yeah, for the last week, that's all you can hear.
Oh,
if I had a milling machine, I could do this.
my dear child, for the last like 5 years, I've been saying if I had a milling machine. One of these days, here in the not too distant future,
Hey,
I'd
instead
say,
of buying yourself a new graphics card, maybe actually buy a milling machine.
what do you guys think? Do you think I should buy a new graphics card so that I can actually edit these videos and post them up for you guys, or should I spend it on a milling machine?
It has 4K. Just do it in 180p.
Every phone does 4K nowadays.
No, seriously, it does not. No, no, it does not.
Oh, wait,
it doesn't.
It does too.
No. Oh well. Trust me on that. It does not. Not do well.
Shit. Let's make some sparks.
What you doing? How are you? Hope your day's well. Cool. Goodbye.
Alrighty, there we go. It fits. It fits. Hand me the holder.
Yes. That's heavy.
It is heavy. Nice. Now we need the nut. Alright, get this guy for now. I need to clean it up really good and put some good oil in there.
Yes.
So here we go. Let's talk about this this guy real quick. So I highly recommend when you first get it, take it out of the box before you actually put it into any use, is to clean it up. And there's a few rough spots. There's not a whole lot of really good lubricant. It's just like sewing machine oil. I prefer to go with the same stuff that I actually use on my lathe, which is a 10 weight non-detergent motor oil. So It's like you saw there. It's not too difficult to take these things apart, but there is a little trick to it if you don't really know what you're doing. So yeah, the sleeve comes out pretty easy. That comes straight out, and then your handle, you can remove it. Don't have to. But there are two 4mm Allen cap screws on either one of these, on the plungers that come out. So we're going to take out those cap screws. And then make sure you still have the box handy that this came in. So you go get your box and then just cut yourself out a couple little pieces like that. And then you take your screw, you stick it back in there, pull up, slide that in, give it a couple turns, go to the other side. Got the screw in there, pull it up. Give it a couple turns, and then sometimes this can be a little bit of a pain. If you're having problems, just turn it upside down, grab your two screws and pull them both out, and it'll drop right out like that. I've used my cardboard a few times, so it's starting to get a little soft on me. And then you just pull out your cardboard pieces, and then your plungers and stuff all fall out. So yeah, 2 springs, 2 plungers, 2 screws, and that's it. It's not a whole lot to it. So yeah, I found it was kind of rough around here. You can kind of see where the surface finish isn't that great. So I hit that with some 2000 grit. I think I might actually hit it a little more. Take some of the chunk out of it. So yeah, do that. That'll smooth things up a little bit, make the operation a little nicer. And then get in there. There's definitely some chunks and stuff down on the bottom of the bore when I first took this thing apart. So get in there, get it cleaned out real nice. So the machining on it's not so bad. So whatever process, probably a CNC process they're using, it's not too bad. It's just the the quality control, or the after, the finishing process that's not so great. They're not getting all the chips and debris out. They're not getting the corners knocked off, stuff like that. So yeah, after that, it's just to give everything a nice good clean, and then a nice little a nice light coat of oil. Doesn't need to be dripping, just enough to make the surfaces all slide and smooth. Get a little bit on these guys, and then it's gonna be a little tricky, but you kind of just feed it in that way, and then drop in the bore, and feed your little pickle fork in there. Tighten up your screw. I'll make sure you tighten up the screw so you can't actually feel your bore sticking out. Your plunger needs to be below the surface there. Yeah, once that's in there, you can pull these guys out, and it's locked in nice. Then you just reinstall your plungers. I usually take stuff like my tool post and my chuck and stuff like that apart every so many hours and get them all cleaned up anyways, just to improve the life, make it a little easier on myself. I'm not having to fight with it, it's a lot easier to work with. There we go. And good as gold. Sides on this. Locks up good. Perfect. There we go. All installed. But yeah, not too bad. Cheap little guy. Works. Functions as it's supposed to. And yeah, it was a little tight at first, but kind of cleaned it up a little bit, and now it's working just great. So yeah, this one comes with the tool post holder. It comes with the two of these guys. There or there. So yeah, one of these is just a square cut holder. The other one is it's like a dual purpose. So it's got the little V channel on the bottom as well as a square cut, so it'll hold square pieces as well as round pieces. It also has a boring bar holder, so that is a freaking beefy boring bar holder. If you compare that to the where's the one that I had before? Oh yeah. So yeah, you compare that guy to that guy. That's a significant difference. Looks like it'll hold a 1/2 inch boring bar. So it's 0.6 inches. One touch I really like is it's got so on the height adjustment for the tool post holder, between the height adjustment and the locking nut, they actually have one of the waveform spring washers, which is that's a nice touch. It's one of those little details that'll kind of make your job easier. Having that little wave washer in there will keep it from moving around on you too much. You got one, that's an interesting little guy. That's your part off tool. So yeah, a lot of these threads are kind of crunchy and a little, just crunchy, I guess that's the word. A lot of the threads on these are, they need a little cleaning up. Similar to the wire brush on the bench grinder has helped out quite a bit. That's interesting. And a knurling tool. That's nice. I've never actually had a knurling tool before, so I'm kind of looking forward to giving that a try. So yeah, if you get one of these things, definitely sit down with it. You know, take a half an hour or so and sit down, clean them up, brush all the fasteners, clean up the threads a little bit, and then yeah, at that point they work pretty great, pretty fantastic. I am, you know, we'll see 6 months down the road, 5 years down the road, I don't know. It's not like I do a remarkable amount of lathe work around here, but when I do, it's usually a lot at a time. So we'll see how it goes. Current opinion, I'm impressed for the amount of money. And granted, it's a little more work than what the previous guy did. I mean, I'm pretty sure he just like attempted to do something, maybe welding. I don't know what what you would call that. It just like splattered some metal to a fender washer maybe, and yeah. And this thing's cute. It'd probably work all right for one of those like little tiny harbor freight jobbers, but and yeah, I can't say too much about it. It worked for, I don't know how long I've had my lathe now, 6 years, something like that, maybe longer. So it's worked all that time, so can't complain too much about it. But it was definitely time for a big boy, and well, there we go. We did it. Well, I went from having just a raw chunk of aluminum to actually a nice squared up 2.8 by 3.8 billet of aluminum. Now I need to sit down and turn this into a 3.5 by 2.5 wheel for the grinder. So yeah, I gotta plunge a hole through it, and then I gotta make a boss for the bearings. Oh, bearings. Where are you, bearings? Somewhere. I got bearings. And then I gotta turn this guy into 2 wheels. These will be the rollers that go on the top and bottom of the platen. This is gonna be the idler that you adjust your tracking. So that's why it's bigger and a little beefier and whatnot. So yeah, you know, for a cheap Amazon tool post holder, this thing has met my expectations. I mean, I don't know how well it would survive in like a full-time industrial professional machine shop, but for me in my home garage, which is probably why anyone else would be looking at these, is, you know, you're not going to spend $120 on a tool post holder if you're out there cranking out professional stuff in a machine shop. You're probably going to spend, you know, buying a Loris, or that's the only like pro grade brand that I know of. So yeah, if this video helps you out, then hit that like button. Tell me how it helped you out. Tell me if you bought one of these and whether you liked it or not. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget the notification bell, because we make things around here. Next stop is a belt grinder. Hopefully. Unless I run into any more things that I need to get up to that point to make the belt grinder. But, yeah, belt grinder should be next. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Anyways, I'm rambling. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, peace.